In this game, you play as existing characters. They're called Wayfinders, and each one presents different gameplay styles and classes. Before I present you to them, I must warn that every character in the game can use any weapon in the game. That means that any character can be used in multiple different ways with multiple different builds. This brings a huge diversity, and considering the game is not released yet, we have no idea what's the best build. So pick a character you like and keep in mind that they can be used as you like. Also, you can build and craft as many characters you like, so eventually you'll have them all. First is Senja, the Gladiator. Senja is your classic barbarian frontline juggernaut. She can take some punches but still lashes out great damage. Her skills consists in great punches that empower her damage. Her main skill is her own fists. You can hold it for an extra punch that also buffs her next attack. Gain favor is her shout to taunt enemies towards her. A pull that groups enemies for better damage output. In her ultimate, Senja becomes a lightning spear, charging forward into an explosion of massive damage. Her passive allows Senja to stack favor when she uses her skills, making her even more powerful after each hit. Her signature weapon Colossus synergizes really well with her stacking passive. Then it's Silo, the Tactician. Silo is a good damage dealer with a bit of control. He has combos, crowd control and bombs. He's versatile, can do well with both melee and ranged weapons. His main skill is Firebomb that ignites enemies' hit. Oil Bomb creates a slowing area that also makes enemies take more damage. It can also explode with the Firebomb for extra damage. Proto-Clone is a nice dodge with taunt skill. It's also really good to gather enemies for an oil and fire combo. His ultimate sets an area of effect that slow enemies and constantly deals damage. His passive increases Silo's overall damage against debuffed enemies, embracing his combo maker gameplay. His signature weapon Longshot allows Silo to creep more often from distance. There's Venomess, the Alchemist. Venomess is a healer with a nice poison damage over time. She's great at keeping allies alive but still manages to lash out a good amount of damage. Venomess' main skill adds poison to different enemies but also heals allies closer to them. For even more damage and venom stacks, her Vampiric Blast creates a good poison area of effect. Venom Thruster can be used both defensively to dodge an enemy, but also to apply even more poison to enemies. It's really useful if you're playing solo. Her ultimate skill is a good old poison explosion that applies additional stacks of venom to enemies. These additional stacks empower even more her heals, so time it wisely. When Venomess hits enemies with her weapon, it adds poison stacks to them. When fully stacked, your next hit on that enemy will create a poison cloud in that area. Her signature weapon is a burst fire rifle, allowing Venomess to quickly stack venom into enemies, and adds even more poison stacks by itself, allowing Venomess to deal even more damage and healing. Niss, the Shadow Dancer. If you're more into rogue assassins and quick gameplay, Niss is your pick. She's a very agile damage dealer with her spectral blades. Her main skill is Shadow Step, allowing Niss to dash quickly into a line. It's an amazing tool to dodge but also deals good damage. Umbral Aura allows Niss to empower her next 3 dodges, causing even more damage. Vengeful Shade turns Niss into a shadow as she becomes immune to attacks. It's a very powerful skill when used at the right time. Her ult even lopes Niss in shadows, allowing her to use Shadow Step with no cost. As a way of empowering her damage, her passive gives extra attack after her dodges. Her signature weapon, Knight's Edge, is amazing for her close combat gameplay, dealing even more damage. Wingrave, the Templar. Wingrave is your frontline tank healer that always gets the job done. He's easy to play but requires attention for the timing of his skills. Wingrave's main skill is a wide strike that push enemies away and heal Wingrave and allies. There's also his big divine shield that blocks projectiles entirely and boosts allies' defenses behind Wingrave. Judgment is a nice way to heal all your allies. It marks enemies and anyone who hits them gets healed. His ultimate is a huge area that turn allies immune to damage, healing them over time if they're inside it. His passive gives extra healing when enemies are finished. His signature weapon Bastion allows Wingrave to fill even more his role as a tank healer at the front line. Kyros, the War Mage. Kyros is your insane DPS dealer. He's a battle mage that is not afraid of getting in the middle of the fight and deal insane amounts of raw damage to enemies. Kyros' main skill deals a great amount of damage in front of him. It can be used more constantly if you have arcane fragments. Siphon Radiant sends a wave of energy. Kyros then absorbs power from enemies, reducing his cooldowns and granting him an arcane fragment. Arcane Focus allows Kyros to hit enemies in an area they're marked for a timed explosion. His ultimate is a simple, large and powerful explosion of pure damage. Arcane fragments are also automatically consumed, giving extra charges of Savage Rage. His signature weapon Epitaph is perfect to get in the middle of enemies, buffing Kyros to deal even more damage. Heroic Kyros, the pay-to-win war mage? Heroic Kyros is a different version of Kyros. He has the exact same skills and signature weapon as regular Kyros, but he does comes with a small amount of extra stats and echo holder. Some might say this is pay-to-win, and it's technically true, but I guarantee the difference is almost zero. He's only available for a limited time through the Founders Pack. Also, at endgame when you reach max level, regular Kyros has the same capacity as heroic Kyros. I'll admit that I'll be getting it. It's a nice way to support the game and he looks really cool. And Mr. Lionel, the Lion. He has been heavily hinted to be released as the Season 2 Wayfinder. Unknown playstyle, but from his looks he seems like a wild warrior. As for future Wayfinders and playstyles, we have no idea so far. There are some theories and speculation, but we must wait and see for ourselves. Wayfinder is an amazing game and I hope you'll join for this amazing adventure. Join the official Discord, there are some amazing folks in there that can help you with everything and anything.